I sometimes feel like the one car dude in existence that didn't try to be a photographer at one point in time. Like, I've gone to SEMA and I've done the photography thing, and I didn't ever like buy an SLR, start a Facebook page, make a logo on Facebook, thinking I'm going to be the big photographer.
I said Zach's gonna have a darkroom website in 3 months.
Jesus.
I'll take the under on that one.
I'll take the under on that.
Jesus. God, here I am just doing automotive photography to stay relevant.
He's
Or
gonna
try
call
to.
he's gonna call it the Lord's photography.
Probably find this up.
Sound it out.
A strong opening from Zack. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 268 of the Camcast.
I'm sorry.
The podcast that's already off to a strong start. Week opening, apologizing, drinking beer from a tall can.
Oh, shit, I just broke everything. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Where'd it go?
Oh. Anyway, I am Mike, dear leader, Doc Taste, leader of men, herder of cats, guy who will remember to start a timer. So, yeah. Suck it, everybody who thinks I'm going to forget and this is going to be 2.5 hours long. Ain't going to happen. I am
Thank
joined
God, I got a pack.
I am joined, as always, by the one, the only, the good Colonel Eddie Dean himself, the chairman of the boards, Zach Lords.
I am furiously, frantically scrolling through my history to try to find the link. There it is.
Okay. I also
Found
just
it.
sent it. There you go. Cool.
The agenda.
Oh, okay, cool. I also put it in the chat here on Zoom.
That's the first thing on the chat.
Oh,
my God.
Anyway, we are also joined by two special guests that we had to pull out of the bullpen because, sometimes things happen. Like you got to go buy a boat or whatever. We are joined by Joey Harrington and AJ Glasswalker. What's up, boys?
What up?
There it is.
Neck beard in the house.
Yeah. Andrew, every week we broadcast it. Sometimes it's just not live though. So
Andrew's
it's
my
not public.
friend. He was talking about it this weekend, so I sent it to him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party, pal.
When you have an in.
Yep. Anyway, follow us.
I showed him.
No, go ahead.
I showed him Stanswood this weekend.
What did you think?
He was like, I know that place. I know those areas.
That's usually the response that gets. That's not gonna lie.
Before.
I know where that is.
Nothing about the Viper on snowshoes. Just, hey, I know that church parking lot. I wrecked my Civic in that once.
Well, it's always for me. It's always the Tanner on 7th next to the Pet Boys.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I already derailed this.
It's all right.
Princess Lords.
Follow us on the social medias. We are at Cam Automag on a lot of them. Now that we've got racing coming back, I'm going to reinstall Twitter so me and Chirp can get shitty with each other in a public forum because that's
Nice.
what friends do. We're also on
Friends and NASCAR drivers.
God, yeah. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, so follow us there. This podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. Some dude selling mixtapes out of the back of a Delta 88. We're there, too. We're supporting the hustle. Like, rate, review, subscribe. Give that dude $5. He's driving a Delta 88. He needs it. He needs it more than you do. Speaking of people who need it more than you do, support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/CamAutomag. It's where you go to help keep this nightmare a-rolling. Someone in the agenda is the anonymous Quagga, and I love it. Anyway, patreon.com/CamAutomag. Any dollar amount is greatly appreciated, but the best bang for your buck is going to be $5 because that means you get to watch us do this podcast every Monday. You also get bonus content, and I will sometimes randomly send you stuff like the 10th anniversary Cam sticker. Just got those in today. So
Every time I see that logo, it says "come."
God damn it.
It does. There's always a glare on it every time you pull it up.
Every time you pull it up, Zach comes. Yes.
Perfect. That's what I was hoping for. Congratulations, Trent. We did it. Wherever you are. Oh,
I didn't protect this one.
he's run to go change pants. Good to know. And he's giggling. It's patreon.com/CamAutomag. While you're out there on the internet throwing money our way, head over to CamAutoswag.com. That's where you get your official Cam merch, like the hat that AJ is wearing, that most of you can't see, but there it is. I've got the same hat. I also got the flip flops yesterday, just in time for it to be 50 degrees outside. Because fuck
apparently
me,
it snowed here too.
Yeah, it did. Alta got 6 inches.
Oh God.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got flip-flops, shorts, and backpacks just in time for your summer freeze, as the case may be. We've also got shirts, hats, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. CamAutoswag.com. And head over to SteadyBroke.com. Steady Broke Clothing has been our sponsor since damn near day one. Support us by supporting them. Put a bunch of their already highly affordable and stylish stuff in your cart. Use coupon code CAMAuto15 at checkout and save 15% on your entire order. Just because you're broke doesn't mean you can't live your dreams. Well, Chris, it's coming. It's working. I don't know. I don't know what Jackson's talking about either. So it's a thank you and goodbye. So it's either the world's worst suicide note or what.
Oh, God.
We already gave him a Coke problem. So why can't we?
His BMW isn't helping him either.
God. Anyway, every Tuesday we get together. We do something on broadcast something on Twitch because, racing's still not all the way back. I'm not going to the drift event this weekend. Not because I can't get in, but because I'm a good friend and quasi-uncle. So that's that. But until shit gets back to normal, we're going to be doing stuff on Twitch Tuesday. Head to twitch.tv/CamAutoMike and watch me and some amalgam of other people play something fun. This week we're playing Forza Horizon 4. So expect me, Quinn, maybe Chris, Jordan, some other people as we play it. I mean, if Zack wants to download Forza Horizon 4.
Is it cross-compatible?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how Chris gets it. Chris is on PC Master Race, and that's how he gets in on it. So that's a thing.
Yeah, I'll come make a mockery of your other live stream.
Oh, don't worry. We do a good enough job of that as is. But, yeah, we're going to have some fun doing stuff for a couple hours. Twitch.tv/CamAutoMike for Twitch Tuesday. Come on and join us. All right, now is the part that I always kind of dread whenever Zach's on. Let's catch up with everybody. All right, Zach, what were you saving for the podcast?
Oh, boy.
A Taycan today.
What?
Saw a Porsche Taycan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, today. It was weird.
Disappointing.
The other funny thing was,
Wait, that first one was supposed to be funny?
No.
Then why'd you say the other funny thing? Just continue.
So I drive a work-provided vehicle, and I was on my last job for the day, hating life, thought about just jumping off the roof. I was on that kind of day. And I start my truck, get the AC going, get out to make sure all my doors are locked. I come back, and my truck locked itself with the keys inside of it running. So I had to go through the whole ordeal of getting the tow truck driver there to come and get the little thing in the airbag to open the button and stuff. It took an hour and a half to show up, and I was about ready just to explode on whoever showed up. And the guy who shows up is the same kid that bought my Corolla, my Rally Rolla. Yeah.
So he had some choice words for you.
Small world.
No. So
there's a reason it took him an hour and a half, because he's like, oh, fuck this dude.
Well, that car ended up in the junkyard, so I asked him how that happened. He's like, no, it wasn't your fault. The car ran great. Just got impounded. I didn't want to pay to get it out. And I'm like, I would have paid to get it out. What, $250 impound fee? Fuck, I would have paid that.
Damn.
So
Chris wants you to know it's a 4-hour download, assuming you have 40 megabit internet, and then you have to do a bunch of opening stuff before you can access gameplay.
That's stupid as shit. Let me see what my speeds are.
Yeah, well, you can just come and yell at us in the chat. That's always welcomed. So I highly recommend everybody do that. It's a fun time.
It's usually where I'm at. Berating Zach for the entirety of the podcast. I promise I love you, Zach. You're just such an easy target.
I don't love you.
Damn.
I mean, he kind of makes
you
himself a
live.
target, so.
You do know where I live. You're about to not know where I live, actually.
And I know where you park your cars, too.
Car. You know where I park my car. One of my cars. Okay, you can come to the housewarming party.
A housewarming party held at somebody else's house, just so he keeps Zack at arm's length.
You get an Airbnb for your housewarming party.
He just gets like parties at various people's houses and pretends that it's his stuff.
Yeah, this is my family.
Every 3 weeks.
Who's that other dude in the portrait? Don't worry about him.
It's just
Family friend.
It's
You didn't
just
have a dog last time I saw you. What's going on?
it's just a picture of Joey that's like cut out and then like stuck on the outside of the picture frame.
Really badly. They're a completely different size, like heads.
Just Joey's head taped onto somebody else's head.
Knowing what's going to happen is there's going to be like, it's going to be a Mormon household. There's going to be like the photo of Christ on the wall and stuff. And be like, oh, Joey, where did you convert?
No, it's a self-portrait.
Self-portrait.
Yep. Discovered cheeseburger since the rapture. Sorry.
There we go. All right. Well, anybody else want to fire something off before we jump into the news that I have only skimmed?
Skimmed. I noticed there's like a novel of it.
There's a lot. Here's a lot in here.
Yeah, don't worry. There's a lot, but don't worry. Knowing us, we're going to get going through it. We're going to find something. We're going to go off on a tangent. I'm going to start walking over to Zach's house with the intent to choke the life out of him. And then we're going to get back on track and blow through the rest of the news.
How about, no, wait. So that means if I see both you guys leave, you're going to be coming to my house.
Yeah.
I see Joey walking through the alleyway.
Laptop in hand, headphones. Like I'm still on the podcast. I'm just like.
This is going to turn into our watching people die really quickly.
I wonder if I can
righty,
AJ.
Fuck. Reveal to us more than we need to know. Thank you, buddy.
Can you put snuff films on YouTube? Well, we're about to find out.
No, but you can put them on Reddit. Hey, if it's live, it's not technically snuff, right?
Sure, why not? I don't know. That's an upper crust thing that I am never going to approach. So anyway, all right, let's wish some people happy birthday real quick. Happy birthday, Demetrius Kelly, Robert Coaches, first dude who was really nice to us at SEMA. Oh, what the? Zack 2? Zack?
Yes?
Who is Zack 2?
Don't worry about it.
You do realize that... Well, now we'll never know.
I was going to walk over to Joey's house with my phone.
Well, you could have made that a little bit more... You could have done something there instead of just sitting there with a shit-eating grin on your face.
I give Jackson the scream like I'm not an asshole.
I kind of know that, but I don't 100% know that. So, anyway, happy birthday, Demetrius Robert, Goose Medina, William Gibson, Tyler Calderwood, Omar Vargas, who owns the NSX that we just posted the photos of today. Jose Campos, Taylor Nielsen, Mike Lazenby, homie from way back, Logan Austri, and Melody Hackett. Again, another homie from way, way back. Back in the Utah Acura's days. My God in heaven.
Rip.
God. This is that's why I drink. That's why I'm drinking cheap tall cans. Anyway, last chance to throw something out there, folks. Nothing?
I like chicken.
All right.
I got the work van over 100 today, but...
Tight. All right. High watermark for us all today.
Sorry. You caught me on a low day.
It's all right. I mean, by show of hands, who else threatened to kidnap a FedEx employee until they fix our shit?
So that's funny. My girlfriend had a ring shipped from Mexico. Her grandma lives in Mexico. Bought her a ring as a present. Shipped it to my place because we weren't sure if we were going to have her house by then. And I see the FedEx van pulled up out front, so I'd stare out the peephole just to be ready for whenever he parks it in front of my door. He gets 3 steps up the fucking thing and just Just fucking tosses the thing. Dunk. I'm like, okay.
God damn
Social
it.
distancing, I guess.
That's
Social distancing.
that's that no contact delivery. Yeet.
I'd love it if they do it to my pizza. I'd just laugh. Just yuck the pizza at my fucking door.
God, a couple weekends ago, me and Taryn ordered Asian potato delivery, and
Hey, that's some good food right there.
yeah, but then like
Seed spreads further.
the dude comes up and puts the food down in front of the door, and then just starts wailing on the door like he's trying to serve a fucking warrant.
Asian potato, open up!
Yeah,
Delivery!
yeah. Then open the door, and he's just standing at the top of the stairs, just leaning over there. He's just like, "Hey, Asian potato," and then walks down the stairs. Like, God damn it!
He's looking back at you through the peephole.
Good times, good times.
Indeed. Well, you know what's no longer a good time? The Bentley 6 3/4 liter V8. They are stopping production of it. Yes.
That is by far one of the most British engines in the world.
Yes. Designed to run on coal in the Victorian days. Is no longer with us.
It helped win the Battle of Blitzkrieg or Battle of Britain or whatever the fuck it is.
Battle of Britain. There you go. You got it.
Battle of Britain.
Yep.
That and it powered one of the most badass Bentleys ever to preview on Top Gear.
Yes.
The Azure.
No, it's the Brooklyns.
Yeah. When you
The
want,
Azure
when you want to go,
had the 6 1/4, 3/4. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Bentley Brooklyns, when you wanted a hot rod Sir Albert Hall. Anyway, so the 6 3/4 liter.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
What was the convertible version of the Azure? Was the Azure the convertible version of the Mulsanne?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'll stop talking.
Dash Asian Potato is an Asian restaurant that delivers to my house, Zach's house if he wants it, Joey's current place of residence. Not sure if it'll.
I'll be technically closer, so yeah.
All right, hot damn. So there we go.
No, I'm excited. I love it.
So next time you're in town, we'll just I don't know, we'll get some Asian potato and have some good times. Sound like a plan?
God. Big hawking servings of chicky fry rye.
Yeah.
The Azure is the convertible version of the fuck was it? The I literally had it in my head.
Do Asians even eat potatoes?
Kind of, sort of.
Zack is still over there spurging on fucking.
Depends on which Asian you're talking about.
Okay, the Bentley Azure is the convertible version of the Arnage.
Okay. That was
Joey.
Thanks. Anyway, the 6 3/4 liter did not start in the Victorian era. It actually started in 1971, another high water mark for Britain, and it was based on an engine that first entered production in 1959, the 6.2 liter L series. The last one will be producing 530 horsepower and 811 pound-feet of torque.
Almost enough. Nearly enough.
The way the Queen wanted it.
The way the Queen wanted
As God intended.
Indeed.
Gotta get those corgis around, man.
Love the corgis. My favorite part of the British monarchy. All right. Now, the story you've all been waiting for. BMW introduces a grille followed by the new 4 Series. Or as Trent called it, the Grill 30i.
Which never mind.
Yes, the giant gaping maw on the front of this car is, I mean, it sure is something. But you will not be able to get it with a manual, so take that for what you will.
Couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
It's bigger all around, and from the side it looks all right. Just from the front, it looks fucking terrifying.
I feel like somebody took one of the new Beamer grills and stuck it on like an old E36 or something.
God.
I need to go find that picture. It is weird.
Yes, we're here for unnecessary nose swaps.
Yes. I miss that meme from the one Le Mans where they just put out their
mate.
new fucking yeah.
The big
Just
mate.
every picture it gets bigger and fucking bigger.
God, the best thing was, or still is, the WEC races around at Fuji. So ahead of the Fuji race, somebody had like this pretty picture of Mount Fuji, and then in the background, the mate.
The mate.
The big fucking mate. So, yep.
God damn.
So there we go.
I feel like driving in front of a current model BMW is like that scene from the pod racing in Star Wars 1.
Yeah.
Sebulba's pod is like right up on Anakin. It's just intake.
Okay, well, that needs to happen. Somebody with video editing skills, please make that for us.
Somebody, please. All right. And then, much like Taco Bell has thought outside of the bun, Bollinger Motors is thinking outside of the truck. They have added a new patent to their growing collection, and that is a pass-through / frunk gate of their B1 and B2 electric off-roaders. So because you don't have to worry about, like a pesky motor sitting in front of you between the headlights and everything, you don't actually, you have a whole bunch of room. So
what I'm seeing here is there's a photo of somebody loading some lumber into the gaping hole in this car.
Yes.
Is some dumbass doing this exact same thing and not strapping it down because they're like, it's inside my car. And then them flooring at a light and all their timber comes barreling out through the middle of their goddamn car.
I mean, listen. They're not saying these people are smart. They're just saying this is a thing you can do.
Also, this the second to last photo here, where it's just like the nicest pieces of wood possible. They clearly went to Home Depot to buy this piece of wood just for this one shot.
How else are we going to show this off? To the Home Depot. But this is actually pretty cool. Just being able to load shit in the front and, not have it be a tiny box. Have it be something, you can pass shit through. So that is a very nice thing. And yeah.
I can't wait for somebody to overstuff this. I'm talking to Jackson here on this one, where they try to put something significantly too large for that. So it's sticking 5 feet in the front and 5 feet in the rear.
You got the little red flag on either end.
Both sides, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how much does this thing cost?
$125,000.
So does somebody who can afford this even know where to get lumber?
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
Come on, the people who are paying $70,000 for a truck don't know where to get fucking lumber.
This is a great place to put my skis.
Actually, it would be not a bad ski spot, other than it's an open top truck.
I mean, and also,
No, but you stick it in the middle, and then when you slam on the brakes, you can hear the skis slide from the back to the front.
fuck my base. Gouge it down to the core, baby. Fuck them.
Can somebody in Texas or someone in the South is going to buy one on the used market and just make it the world's biggest kegerator?
Yeah.
Yes, and we're gonna go find that person, and party with them.
Pack full of ice and cheap beer.
Yep.
The other image I just saw too when he said Texas was a video of the H2 Hummer with the two 24-inch MTX jackhammers in it.
God.
He put 4 MTX jackhammers in this bitch.
Christ all fucking mighty.
Just stacked end to end.
Yes. That's what we need.
The rolling block party.
Yes. Jackson wants way to ask you about hauling lumber the last time you guys went to Lowe's.
A couple days ago?
No, he's referring to a story where I thought I could put...
Oh, I'm an idiot, sorry.
14-foot long pieces of 2x6. I mean, it was 2x8. I don't know. In the bed of my 6-foot Tacoma. So it was 14 feet. 6 feet was in the bed. There was 8 feet of lumber hanging out the back.
Why didn't you hang it off the cab and then tie it to the front bumper?
Yeah.
Because
It's
that
Zack.
would have been way too smart for us.
Please tell me you put the little scarf flag on the end of it.
I had
Goes
a
with the
ratchet
wind.
strap, and so I wrapped a ratchet strap around it. We had
Nice.
to take it literally maybe 300 feet down the corner to our shop. But still,
That's still amazing.
I had my truck full on Cali leaning for that.
Nice. Oh, also, real quick, that pass-through thing is available on the 16-foot pickup or the 13-foot SUV. So it's not exclusive to an open-top vehicle.
Ooh.
So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, Volkswagen, we all remember them for doing things. Notable ad campaigns that are actually very brilliant. Unpimp the Auto and all that shit. Also,
Bring it back.
Dieselgate. Yeah.
Dieselgate.
To bring,
Was it Unpimps the Auto?
Unpimp
Exactly.
is the auto, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yup. Well, they're still kind of fucked because of Dieselgate. They could face another $11.2 billion per year in fines that the Dieselgate vehicles were on the road.
I want to hear somebody substantiate this, Jamie, please.
Dude, Volkswagen's already paid $33 billion in Dieselgate. And Salt Lake County, where the three of us live, is part of this lawsuit because, of course, they are.
My favorite lawyers are class action lawsuit lawyers.
You don't have a TV ad with somebody just yelling and screaming about how you deserve compensation now. What good was that law degree?
I want Bob blah blah to.
Man, Salino and Barnes, where you at?
I feel like whoever writes the scripts for the class action lawyers is the same guy that does the Tim and Eric script.
Great job.
One take. We only have enough time for the studio for one take. Just read it. Just literally just read it.
Yeah,
It's just Tim and Eric in like various suits.
that's pretty much it.
Look at my hot rod.
Here's a
Hot
bookcase.
rod. That's a hot rod.
I'm gonna stand next to this bookcase with books that I don't own or have read.
I've got $5.99 for $2.50. Prices. Eric's discount prices.
Well, speaking of things that are doing a great job and are hot rods, the M3 and M4 are coming back with manual transmissions.
But only the base model, am I correct?
Yes.
I'm excited for nobody to buy it.
Don't worry.
And then it's going to be the classic because everyone's going to be like, I got a base model, so it's the manual. It's the rare one.
Yeah, it's going to be a less powerful version of the M3 or an M4.
Are they bringing back the lightweight? Is this how they bring back the lightweight M3? Is just making the manual option only in the base model?
No, the lightweight actually had a reason to exist beyond dudes on BMW forums jacking each other off. So
I got stripes on mine.
Exactly. I got cardboard in the trunk. Gives a shit.
I bet you anything somebody's still going to slap M badges on one of them.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And
100%.
how?
With the stripes on the hood.
Yep.
So you can get it with a manual transmission, less power. All-wheel drive will also be an option. So
I wonder if you could get the M3 or the base model 3 series with an M package. So you have like an M wheel and M steering wheel and M wheels, but no power.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like I'm 1,000% positive that's a thing you can do. Somebody fire up the configurator.
You can get an M Sport package on like a 318, I think.
Hot damn. That's what we need. That's
318 M package.
Yep. The 318i M Sport.
There you go.
Just get into that 72-month lease. Anyway. Guys, who remembers the Mazda Speed 3?
I don't.
I do.
Okay.
Petra Farm does. Petra Farm remembers.
Yes, indeed. Well, apparently Mazda does too, because guess what's finally getting a turbo? The Mazda 3.
It better not be like one of those 1.1 liter turbo eco.
It's a 3-cylinder.
So you mean the Speed 3 guys don't have to put eBay turbos on their car anymore? It'll come factory with them?
Exactly.
Oh, no. Made jokes.
Yep. So it will be, you can get a sedan or a hatchback with a turbo motor starting in, I believe it is 2022. No, for the 2021 model year, we could finally start seeing it. Yes. Let's see. There is on the dealer decoder thing, there's Mazda 3 HB PP Turbo. You know, the HB stands for hatchback, but the PP could stand for a whole lot of stuff. Preferred package, premium package, performance package, something you really only do with that one special person in the bathroom. You know, exactly. So, unfortunately, the only way you're going to get a turbo is if you get a slush box. Will not be offered with a manual. So, yeah, well, can't win them all.
They're about to put out, put all the guys who sell those clip-on turbo whistles on the exhaust. They're about to put all those guys out of business.
Shit. God damn. Oh, also, it'll only be available with all-wheel drive. So, there you go. Yeah. That's a thing.
Wouldn't want any kids torque steering themselves into ditches now. Well, they don't give them a manual. No lawsuits, please. No lawsuits.
Exactly. Well, speaking of things you can get with a manual, Jesus fucking Christ. Who remembers the EM1 Civic SI from the turn of the millennium? I do.
I don't know.
Jeremy Clarkson remembers.
Yep. One just sold on Bring a Trailer for $50,000.
Fuck me.
Yeah, right?
Why?
Save the VTEC.
5,600 miles, bone-ass stock.
Was it like production number 001 or something?
Nope.
Just low miles.
Yep, just a low-mile EM1.
It was
Sorry,
blue
buddy.
too.
Oh, you know why it sold? Because it was bone stock. It wasn't molested. That's why.
Yeah, like, this thing is, like, stock is fucking, good lord.
Wait,
Only been
Holy
stolen
shit.
twice.
Have Civics become our generation's Challengers, Cudas, and Roadrunners?
I mean, kinda.
Oh, that's
Name
depressing
literally
as fuck.
any car that was in Need for Speed Underground 2.
Yeah, there you go.
That's depressing as
Yes.
fuck.
Congratulations. This is where we're at.
So that car is going to sit in a barn, and in 30 years, some kid's going to be like, "Oh, dude, check out this Civic
Barn-
that I found barn find."
Yeah.
Barn Civic.
It's going to be on a unit, one of those clickbait articles where it's like top 5 barn finds,
Civic SI.
2020 edition.
Exactly. God, that is just... But yeah, that is the age we're living in.
It'll be
People with-
Mura, barn found SI,
Yep.
and then I don't know. I'm trying to think of another stock Speed 3.
Jesus.
That's depressing as fuck.
A stock clean title SRT4 Neon. That's the next unicorn.
I've just been thinking, I do not see SRT4s very often anymore. That and Evos.
Go to
Not
Hawaii,
Evo 10s,
they're all
but
over
like
the place.
Like
It's-
8s and
it's-
9s.
Yeah.
8s and 9s. Like I never see those around anymore, I feel like.
Yeah, it's because everybody who has one has turned it into some like non-streetable like monster.
Or
So
dust.
And,
Or just
and
Exactly.
because of that, the ones that are streetable are going for like $60K right now.
yeah, like
It's ridiculous.
yeah, that's why I keep looking at WRXs because I'm not dumb enough to buy something with a better motor but an inferior electronic system.
But a
So-
better all-wheel drive system.
I'm happy I like the Japanese cars that like we're just about to start catching on to. So they're still just a little bit cheap.
I'm still glad I enjoy the Supra that nobody seems to remember came with a turbo.
Oh, the Mark III, the
Yep.
Wedge.
God,
Yeah, I need to buy one for myself so I can put it in.
there you go. Anyway,
I still
so
really want an Evo 9 wagon, like something awful.
Same. I actually, so one time they have one on Emotionoi Rent-A-Car, which is where you can go to Japan and you can rent a. Emotionoi is interesting, so it's interesting cars. You can rent an interesting car. They had an Evo wagon you can go rent for however much.
So you can actually import an Evo wagon before the 25-year rule.
Why is that, AJ? Please tell me.
The substantially similar clause.
really,
Oh, that makes sense.
Basically, all you have to do is have a letter written from Mitsubishi that says this car is similar enough to a car sold on the American market that it meets the emission standards, which it does. It's the same engine. And it meets the crash test standards, which it does. It's the same chassis and body.
interesting.
It's
Well,
a
I'll have
lot
to
more
debate for a little
paperwork, but it's possible.
Interesting. I know the E60 M5, like you could get an E60 chassis 5 Series estate. They're hard to find, but you could get them, and you could get an M5 in this country, but the E60 M5 estate doesn't qualify for the substantially similar. Enough people have tried, and it doesn't work out.
It's why I talked about this with somebody recently. Why they never brought them to the U.S. was it was like a inch difference in like length and width or some shit like that, and so UNST or whatever fuck was like, hey, you need to re-crash test it. It was like, never mind.
Forget it.
And then on the same note, manual E60s in Europe are gold. They sell for like there was one that sold at the Youngman auctions recently for like $90,000 because they didn't get the manual option. We were the only country to get the manual V10 M5.
Yeah, we were also the ones who got the manual F10 M5 because enough people complained. Everybody else got
SMG or DSG or
whatever it is. So yeah. Well, speaking of things that are not worth their weight in gold, the Nissan Altima has recalled 1.8 million Nissan Altimas for the fourth time because it's a Nissan Altima, so there's always something. In this case, the fifth generation Altimas have a hood latch that can corrode and cause problems. However, there isn't a fix available for it. So Nissan is saying, don't bother scheduling an appointment because we can't really fix it. So
just wanted to let you know. Just wanted to scare the shit out of you.
just to let you know. Just throwing that out there for you.
So don't be mad. Don't be mad. But
my dad's Altima we keep getting recall notices, and one of them was for a corroding rear lower control arms. So that was a fun one. Having to explain why that might be an issue that he needs to go have looked at.
I mean, you only live in a state that has to salt its roads 6 months out of the year. It's not
exactly. Anyway, so remember how last week we talked about the Mustang Mach-1 coming back and the GT350 going away?
Sure.
A fair trade, I would say.
Indeed. Well, there are rumors out there. It is being alleged that the Mach-1 is going to be making 525 horsepower. So, there we go. Comparison, the Bullet, that is probably going to be leaving us as well as the GT350, makes 480 horsepower. So, damn, it's going to bridge the gap. It's going to be something.
Can't wait for some wacky dude in Texas to get a hold of one.
Oh yeah, it's just a matter of time before we see the wackiness that only Texas can provide.
Only Texas, man. Only Texas.
So does that car come with the jackhammer, the bulldozer, or the pile driver?
Right.
We're not talking about your Pornhub account, man.
Damn it.
Beat me to it.
I'm just trying to get the 3 subscribers, dude.
There you go.
That's how you can go for platinum or whatever it is, premium.
Gotta get those numbers up.
Yeah.
Let's see. A not sedan is getting killed off, and by not sedan, we mean the Nissan Envy van line is finally going away.
I didn't think we were going to see that go away anytime soon.
Yeah, they're not selling well. Nissan needs to save money wherever the hell they can, so yeah.
They are a truly abysmal vehicle.
They're not good.
No,
that's for damn sure.
Sad situation.
I have driven them.
It looks like the box an Ultima comes in.
Exactly.
That's how they ship them. They ship Ultimas inside of it. It's how they pass the chicken tax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just out behind the Nissan dealership. There's a big pile of NV vans. Well, there we go. In good news, Need for Speed is heading back to Criterion Games, and there will be crossplay available. So,
eat my ass, AJ. Eat my ass.
Oh, come on, AJ.
Sideways.
You can eat my ass. Not part of my ass. Not the whole ass.
The whole ass.
The whole ass.
A whole ass.
No, because Criterion gave us Brake to Drift. They gave us drift boosting. They gave us the cruddy map design that I bitch about all the time. I'm not happy about this.
I mean, it's a Need for Speed game. I'm not sure.
Can we just resurrect Black Box, please?
I mean,
that one more time?
We just resurrect Black Box.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, that'd be nice.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'd like to see them come back. Yeah, so
I mean, the problem is that, like, I mean, while I would love that, I'm sure all those developers have dispersed to bigger and better things.
Yeah. So, and while
When you
AJ,
put black boxes on your resume, you're probably out doing something much better.
oh yeah, and
Not working at EA.
yeah, that's always a bonus. That's
Oh,
always a
don't get
big
me
bonus.
started. Actually, this monitor I'm viewing this on, this one right here, is from when EA closed down.
Nah.
It has the little
Fun.
EA inventory barcode on the back of it.
I
Hot
wonder where you
damn.
got that from, Joey.
So-
Oh, I don't know.
I wonder
Well,
who
somebody
gave
you
that
know.
to who and who you bought that from.
I didn't buy it from anybody, but I'd know that you know who I got it from.
Oh, well, I would have figured it would have passed through another person to you first, because that's how my other monitor was. But
Do you guys want to stop?
I'm not
being
even sure if we're
cryptic?
talking.
no, we're talking about the right person. But some of that stuff went to another person.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
no, this was directly from the dev to me, so it's not. It wasn't Sean. I can tell you that much.
No, it's from the Brodash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really, when you bought the monitor, did you
but
like pay for the
Brodash sold
screen
some shit to Sean.
and
Like,
then
were
buy
the-
the bezel, and then you pay for the stand, and then you paid for the rights to use the monitor, and then you bought the cable.
No, this is an Apple.
What? I'm lost. Okay.
I'm making an EA micropayments joke,
But
Well,
I'm making
I was
fun of
picking
Apple.
up what you're putting down.
but I keep getting stepped on, so it's okay.
It's all right.
I like
Well-
stepping on you. I think.
Giggity.
Yeah, it's got a weird kinky relationship. It's kind of fun.
I think AJ's hot. Fuck off.
I mean, what are you gonna
The
do?
hat. It's the hat.
It's always the hat. The hat helps. The cam hat makes you hot.
Where's my hat? I need to wear
Buy
my
it.
hat now. Jesus.
Yep.
Sorry, Zach, it doesn't work for you.
CamAutoswag.com. Anyway, finally, in closing out the news segment, the National Corvette Museum underwent some renovations starting in November, but they're finally going to be open. So there is that.
I know Rob Dahm did a video walking through them recently.
Hmm.
So if you want to see some of what they've done, you can probably go out and
Oh yeah. So yeah, they're featuring the first mid-engine Corvette, like the
rotary arrow vet.
yeah, it was like the CERV 1 or some shit like that. Yeah, the Serv 1, the Serv 2, the first prototype mid-engine rear-drive Corvettes are available to be seen. So, all right.
And the crowd
Can
knows
I-
There we go. All right, folks. We've
Okay.
had...
Can I complain about something for a minute?
Go ahead. You do that. I got to pull some stuff up.
Does anyone here watch Daily Driven Exotics?
Nope.
Nope.
Do you guys know who they are, though, at least?
Sadly.
Sounds
Okay.
familiar.
So, you know how Facebook will auto-suggest another video after you watch the video on Facebook?
Sure.
So
Mhm.
that happened to me, and it happened to be they're tearing apart their Huracan, maybe? I don't know. I don't watch who they are. That's surprisingly loud, Joey.
Wait, what the fuck is going on over there?
So that just went by, and I don't know what it was.
It was kind of loud and kind of fast.
Yeah.
And so it was like they were tearing apart pulling the engine out of their Huracan. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool to see. So I keep watching the video, and I've determined I hate those people on a passionate level. So they pull their engine out, they take it over to their engine builder, and they're recording their engine builder starting to pull apart the engine. And they're just making fun of this guy. They're like, we didn't know you knew this much about cars, dude. I'm like, you're having this dude rebuild your 800 horsepower Huracan engine. I hope to God you trust this guy. And this guy is just explaining the simplest shit, like how dampened flywheels work and cam gears and the cam lockouts and stuff. And the guy who runs the other different exotics is just dissing on this guy like he's some kind of fucking nerd, like he's pulling his jock level out. And I'm like, do you not? It was just so inferior. Someone who works on cars, fuck, dude, come on, some respect.
I mean, come on, that's what you got to do when you're a YouTuber. You got to be kind of a dick, apparently.
Yeah, it was I don't know, it pissed me off. I know probably no one else gives a shit about it except me, but
I want to acknowledge Dash in the chat. Thank you, Dash. I appreciate it. He actually hooked me up with a lot of cool shit, so
yeah.
it's worth thanking him for the free shit.
Just more proof that money doesn't buy intelligence.
There it is. All right. Well, speaking of things with engines in the middle and dumb people, put the question out there to you, our listening public. what is your preferred platform? Front engine, mid-engine, or rear engine rear-wheel drive? Considering today we just posted a feature with a mid-engine rear drive car and a car that a lot of people just assume is mid-engine or rear engine rear-wheel drive, but is actually rear engine all-wheel drive because Big Daddy Dave Tran drives a Carrera 4S. But anyway, so let's go around the chat here. And if I said today, right now, you have to go out and drive something fun, these are your three choices: something with an engine in the front, something with an engine slightly behind you, something with an engine way back where God didn't want it. What are you picking and why?
This makes me nervous because I don't have enough experience driving the lot of them, honestly. I've driven one mid-engine car, and it was a Testarossa, so I felt very nervous about, and it was on the road, no less, with a guy that I'd only about 35 seconds. So I was not sure about really pushing that much, but
all right.
I guess my only opinion can be I have no experience.
Yeah.
Not enough experience, sadly. If anybody wants to put me in one of those, feel free.
My MR2, when it's done, it's all you, bro.
Do it.
So
I'll go wreck it for you.
Okay. I have been in all three. I've been in a 911. I've been in a been in a 911. Been in a Porsche. Wow, yeah, there we go.
Attaboy.
911. I've driven an MR2, and have you driven any other rear mounted cars? You think of?
Probably not.
Oh, I haven't driven the DeLorean yet, but when that day comes, I will make sure that's aware.
All right.
And then front engine, of course. I've had more front engine cars. Example, the RX-7 and the Viper I've had opportunities to drive. Granted, I haven't been to the upper echelons of the rear engine, mid-engine category yet. I know there are plenty of cars there that have those that are significantly above what I've driven.
Yeah.
But today it would be a front engine car.
All right. AJ, how about you? Got any thoughts on the subject?
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm realizing that I've never actually driven anything that's not front engine. Like, I've driven front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and rear-wheel drive, but I've never driven something that wasn't front engine.
Well, all right then. Well, if you, out of those three, which would you, well, out of the two that you haven't driven, which is the most enticing to you that you'd like to give a spin to?
I'm not sure. I'd kind of like to see, because I've only ever ridden in one Porsche, and it was years ago. I don't even think I remember it, other than I rode in a Porsche. I'd like to see what all the hype is about. Just because, knowing Gavin and hearing him go ranting and
knowing him and his predilections.
Yeah. I want to see what the hype's all about.
Yeah, all right. Well, I have yet to drive something with an engine in the ass end, but I've driven Omar's NSX. That was a fun time, even though it was raining and he had garbage tires on there, so that wasn't exactly peak fun, but it was still fun as hell. But yeah, I'd probably go with front engine rear wheel drive just because that's what I have the most experience with, and arguably like the car that I still miss the most to this day being the Supra. So I'd like to get back in that thing and give her a good go somewhere. Anyway.
I sense a cam feature coming. They should just have us all. Somebody with all of these cars needs to let us go out on a track and push them, and we can come back with our opinions on that.
I second this idea.
I'm here for this. All right, Internet, make it happen.
I can bring
Let it be so.
My MR2 and the Porsche. The worst judgment of those cars.
Is the MR2 technically a mid-engine?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
It's literally right on the axle. The axle runs underneath the oil pan.
I mean, but there's like this much between the rear bumper and the back tire, so.
No, my MR2 has a full-on trunk. Like, put two golf bags back there.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, even like the SW20s, they still have like a bit of a trunk.
Yeah, they're smaller than SW20 than in the AW11.
Yeah.
But
I know, like in racing sims, I enjoy a rear engine car because I love the lift-off oversteer. I love being able to just kind of weight transfer to the front and just kind of letting it kind of guide itself around. I think that's where the hype is supposed to be about with the Porsches, is that they kind of just go around.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
that.
I'd really like to see what all the hype's about.
Yeah, me too. So somebody with a Porsche, let us know.
I will
do this
say I
thing.
would prefer all-wheel drive out of the 3 drivetrains. I think that's the most fun because you have rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive in the same package. It has the same characteristics of both, really.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
What?
Cough, cough. Buy me lunch. Cough, cough.
Okay.
If you want to drive a Carrera 2S.
Oh, okay. I will buy you lunch.
Okay.
I just wanted out there that he didn't specify what kind of lunch. So to the
Hey,
7-Eleven.
You're not pulling a Trent where you have me follow you to the Arby's and you're buying it from yeah.
I would never take you to Arby's. Come on. I wouldn't do you dirty like that.
7-Eleven is the choice then.
Yep. Gonna do you even dirtier.
It's gonna be a 7-Eleven hot dog bought with a coupon.
Exactly. I'm just running there and just steal off that little hot dog roller. Whatever you get, you get. Anyway, so we put this out to the public. Did not get as much of a response as I was looking for, but whatever. Still got something.
Eat my ass, Michael.
I'm sorry, Joey.
Joey really wants his ass eaten, apparently.
Just eat that shit like groceries.
I'll push back, too.
Anyway, Jordan Petty in Drift, Utah says, I'd say depends on the application. Rear engine for drag racing, front engine for handling, mid-engine for kind of both. So that's
an opinion.
That is an opinion. And then Ben Allred, I've only ever experienced front engine rear-wheel drive layouts, but I do like the balance they provide. But would a Miata somehow be even more the perfect vehicle if it were mid or rear engine? The world may never know.
Hello, yes, I would like to negate the premise.
It's called an MR2.
Who fucking wouldn't? There we go. And then, yeah. So there we go. If you got an option, if you've got an opinion, please feel free to let us know. Comment on the post when it goes up.
Did Jackson have an opinion in the chat?
I don't know, maybe.
Someone needs to rear engine swap a Miata now just to prove a point.
Yes, there it is.
It's called an MR2.
All right. Mailbag at camautomag.com for your long-form opinions on this topic. And now we get into some racing stuff. All right. So,
have reasons.
Yeah, last week we talked about F1 throwing out the idea of maybe reverse grid races to dictate the grid for the second race, which would be cool and interesting and kind of fun. And all 9 of the teams voted for them. One team said no.
Can I guess which one?
Take a wild guess.
Who is he? An absolute asshole of a team leader?
That really narrows it down.
I wouldn't say so. He's actually not. He's an all right one.
Okay.
Yeah. Who stands the most to lose from starting at the back of the grid?
Is it Mercedes?
Somebody who's always winning?
Exactly. AJ nailed it. Yes. Toto Wolff, team boss at Mercedes, is not a fan of reverse grids for 3 reasons. First, from him, quote, I believe that F1 is a meritocracy. Best man and best machine wins. We don't need a gimmick to turn the field around and create more exciting racing. Yes, AJ.
Is it because we all know Lewis Hamilton couldn't actually win the race from starting anywhere other than pole?
Back in his McLaren days, he could go through the field. I just don't think the Mercedes is built to do that sort of thing. So I just think they're pretty much just banking on the fact that they are still far enough ahead of everybody that they need to, stay up and stay in. They need to start in front and stay in front, or else it's not going to be a good time. Anyway, the second is he doesn't want touring car strategies coming into play, which he believes that a do not finish for a faster that those strategies could mean that some of the faster teams that are starting from the back could result in some DNFs, He also said that somebody would intentionally crash out in the reverse grid race so they could start at pole, which is not how that works. If you do not finish the reverse grid race, you start at the back because you didn't you get penalized because you did dumb. So, and then finally, yes.
Is one of the reasons because Max Verstappen would probably just start pit maneuvering people out of the way?
A return to maximum max. God. One could only hope.
Team Red Bull.
Exactly. The third reason, from a pure performance standpoint, whoever the fastest car may be, and it's not necessarily us, will be penalized compared to the second and third quickest teams because they will simply start in front. As we know, the margins are often not very large, so therefore it's a bit of an optimistic move to give some teams an advantage. Man, if you are not a patron, y'all, this is why people are patrons.
I just wanted to fucking stretch, but you had to call me out about it.
Dude, I was getting a hard on. You can't do that to me right now.
We're celebrating your body.
I can.
God damn.
Let me see.
I can and will.
Oh, your balcony right now. Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
I see your finger.
This is the tale is all time.
For those who don't know, Joey and I live in the same complex.
It's great. It's fucking great. Anyway, so yeah, we could have had reverse grid races, but Toto Wolff is not a huge fan of them and is afraid of what could possibly happen. Hi, Joey. Could you get closer to the camera?
Oh, ADD is a bitch.
Anyway, speaking of F1, we know what the first 8 races are going to look like this season. And as soon as this pulls up, so we're going to be starting at the Red Bull Ring in Austria for 2 races. First one being the weekend of Freedom, July the 4th. And the next one the following weekend. And then they're going to Hungary, not Hockenheim, which a lot of people thought was going to happen. And then at the beginning of August, they're going to be in Silverstone, and then Barcelona, Spa, and Monza to get you into September. So, yeah, it's pretty much exactly like everybody thought with the exception of Hungary. So that's cool. Enjoy the Hungaroring. And then they are going to F1's going to fucking happen. Whether you want it to or fucking not. If an F1 driver gets the Rona, they will still
Jesus
race.
Christ.
Yep.
Okay.
If a team withdraws, that just means there are 2 less cars on the grid. This race is still going to happen. Basically, F1 is doing everything in their power to avoid what happened in Australia. So it's just gonna happen. They're gonna keep the teams in a bubble with sub bubbles. Don't know how the hell that's going to work, but then again, a lot of the people who are saying things for Formula One, I don't understand how their minds work, nor do I ever really want to. But yeah,
a deep dark place you don't want to venture into.
Fucking criminy.
Does that mean we're going to get F1 cars with fighter jet canopies on them?
Yes.
I'm totally down for that.
Oh yeah, that would be cool, but because F1 is the premier open wheel, not open cockpit thing, we're just going to be doomed with the safety thong until the end of time. But if you want to see open wheel cars with cool jet fighter-esque canopies, IndyCar's got them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they actually debuted them at their season opener at Texas Motor Speedway with 0 fans and media in it, aside from the NBC and IndyCar personnel. So if you click on the link in the agenda, all of the things in there are drawings. They got an illustrator to draw out the action. And they're pretty cool drawings.
Like a courtroom hearing, right?
Exactly. So
Have a sketch artist.
yeah, they're actually
Did he look like this?
They're actually pretty damn cool drawings. So go ahead and take a look at those. But Scott Dixon dominated the race. He led 157 of the 200 laps. He got in a good battle with his teammate Felix Rosenqvist, but Felix got stuck behind some traffic and did the thing that you're not supposed to do and tried to go on the outside where the marbles are and, well, spun out, and that didn't go well for him. Joseph Newgarden, who really needs to change the spelling of his name because everybody thinks he's German. He started off on pole, but then his car kept suffering from vibrations, so he wound up in third. So congratulations to Scott Dixon, the New Zealander that everybody calls Mr. Texas because he seems to win every Texas race.
In before cowboy hat.
Exactly. No, I think he's done with the cowboy hat thing. I think he might have only ever done that once. Joey, are we going to continue this tour of your...
I'm sorry. I'm like trying to resolve the sun, but it's not working that well. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. I just see this dramatic pan.
As I follow along.
Hello.
Where's the room moving?
Nice.
That's a smooth pan there, bud.
It is. It's some good work. All right. Well, amidst everything, which racing league do you think would be the least likely to get out ahead of racial injustice and everything?
Ooh. Can I guess this one? Please?
Take
please,
a
please,
stab.
Please. Okay. It's not going to be something really progressive and modern.
No, it's going to be one.
Is it one that is rooted in deep cultural bias and comes from an area that has tons of racial injustice?
Yeah, it's coming from a place that's actively trying to whitewash its sketchy history. Go ahead.
Australia.
I was going to say Australia, too.
Nailed it. You're all wrong. It's the Euro Truck Series. Fuck off.
I couldn't think of the name of the Australian supercars. There it is right there.
The Supercar Series.
The Supercar Series.
Yeah.
Is it based upon running from the cops?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it NASCAR?
It is NASCAR. Yes. So normally NASCAR, the thing where people take it way too seriously and drivers get yelled at for having a personality on occasion. They let Bubba Wallace, the only black driver in the series, wear an I Can't Breathe shirt. He wasn't fined or given shit by the series. So good job, NASCAR. Thank you for that.
Who it was during the eNASCAR Invitational thing. But they said the bad word. They said the bad word during the stream, and no longer in the field.
Yeah, no, but whoever that was, a couple weeks later, he did a World of Outlaws race and won. He won the sprint and he won the feature. So
they decided to allow him. They came out immediately. We're like, yeah, we'll allow him.
We'll take him. Okay, cool. Bubba is the one who rage quit and then lost a sponsor because of it.
Yes.
So. The field during the
pace... be mediocre, my guy.
Hey, man. The field stopped on track for 30 seconds, so the president of NASCAR, Steve Phelps, could deliver a message to all the drivers and everybody watching. So there was that. And even a NASCAR official, an African-American NASCAR official, took a knee during this pace lap thing. And everybody was fine with it.
I'm just got past it and
I'm just blown away that NASCAR, that they are suffering nowhere near the amount of blowback the NFL did. But anyway, there was indeed a race that happened. It was won by Kevin Harvick, who in the last 9 races at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Yes.
Kevin Harvick thing. Sorry, I like Kevin Harvick.
Sorry. Kevin
Harvick. The one NASCAR guy in the whole field.
Oh. I just see fingers in the camera, and I'm like, what?
That's because he's...
Nah. All right.
That's just because nobody who would be offended by that actually watches NASCAR, so it just kind of slipped right under the table.
There it is. Anyway, Kevin Harvick, who won the race in the last 9 races held at Atlanta Motor Speedway, he has led 1,212 laps in the last 9 races held at the Speedway. So that is a hell of a lot of laps in not a hell of a lot of racing. Rounding out your top 5 was Kyle Busch, Martin Truex, Ryan Blaney, and Denny Hamlin. And there you go. That was NASCAR is still going
got into a Twitter argument with I think Kevin.
As Denny is wont to do.
Yes.
As he is wont to do. But yeah, no, NASCAR is still going at a breakneck pace because they are they will be goddamned if they do not run their full series of races this year. So they're getting them done. And it's a bit insane the pace that they are doing it.
Kind of how they did the e-racing thing is they just was like, what was the one race we were going to race? Okay, well, off to iRacing we go.
And away we go. Anyway, so now we come to the shenanigans / Trent's $1 billion question. And I forgot to come up with a question for shenanigans, so sorry, everybody. But Trent has come up with a TDC for us. And when I saw this pop up in the agenda, I told him to kiss my ass because this is terrible.
It's really bad.
Yep. So,
with it.
Dead Sedans Edition Part 3, the Cadillac CT6, the Buick Regal, and the Buick LaCrosse.
Okay, off to Google.
And for some context here, the LaCrosse was discontinued after the 2019 model year, but you can still find new, never sold 2017 models on dealer lots. So,
All right.
yeah,
After we fumble our way through this, can I give a proper Dead Sedan TDC?
Shit, yeah.
Okay,
What were they? The Buick LaCrosse and
The Buick LaCrosse, the Buick Regal, and the Cadillac CT6.
Okay, so fuck it. I'll do Cadillac CTS for daily.
CT6.
CT6, fucking crush LaCrosse and the other option for the Regal.
Just track the Regal.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting move.
Because can't you get the Regal in the new GS package so you can get it with the turbo?
In theory, you could, but remember for this, it is just like your basic ass version. So no CT6V, no Regal GS, no whatever the fuck they did for the LaCrosse. So
Nothing. They did nothing for LaCrosse. That's why it's dead.
So, yeah. So, I think I will daily the Regal. I'll track the Cadillac, and I'll crush the LaCrosse.
Yeah, I'm going to purely looks alone. I'm going to crush the LaCrosse and track the Regal and daily the CT6 because it looks good.
Okay.
That's it. I have I have no idea about any of these cars. I'm so sorry.
This is a bucket of warm wallpaper paste that Trent has thrown upon us.
Sorry, Trent. Try again.
So you've got wet cardboard, you've got spackle, and you've got like
Mod Podge.
Mod Podge. Yes, thank you. Or like wet hamster bedding.
Ugh. God.
That is what we are. It's like looking at the menu at a Scottish restaurant.
There's not a lot on it and not a lot that you'd want to eat.
Oh, man. No, this is...
I'm not giving Trent the satisfaction. I'm not answering this one.
Damn, all right. Well, AJ, how about you hit us with your Dead Sedans Part 3A?
Okay. Let's see here. I have to Google the years. Give me a second.
Oh God.
Everybody wait.
Okay. So this is Dead Sedan's 1960s edition. You've got the Chrysler Imperial.
Okay.
That's the Green Hornet car. The Lincoln Continental.
New Yorker?
No, just the Continental sedan.
No, yeah. But it was the third one, the New Yorker.
Oh no, the third one. The third one's the Chevy Impala.
Oh.
4-door sedan, 67.
Okay.
Supernatural style.
Continental, because I want to drive a bank vault door.
That's what I say. I'm definitely dailying the Continental.
I'm gonna daily.
Couldn't you get the Continental in a drop top 4-door?
You could get the Continental in a drop top 4-door. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then, sorry, Mike, you go. I'll let you finish. Sorry.
I'm actually gonna daily the Imperial because I've always wanted to drive a car that thinks it's a house. And then man, I'm gonna track the Continental because I've always wanted to race something. I've always wanted to race the Chrysler Building. See what kind of lap times I can get with that guy.
Dude, every time I watch a Goodwood Revival, where they bring out like the old like estate cars and stuff.
Oh God,
you
yeah.
see these old guys just sliding these cars around the steering wheel this big.
Oh, it's great when they break out like the '60s touring cars because it's like Mini Coopers and like Lotus Cortinas, and then the dude in a fucking Fairlane the size of Delaware.
Dude's getting shitty in a Coronet. Just
everybody makes fun of the M8 GTE for being huge, but man, listen, you don't need Photoshop when you've got like a Galaxy 500 bearing down on a Mini Cooper.
The Mini Morris. Fuck.
God.
So and they always have straight faces when they drive these cars too. They're always just like,
Well, yeah, that's because they're trying not to wreck this thing that's worth a lot of money and also has dick for safety features. Because that's the other thing.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah, it's all period.
Yeah.
So like you can be out there with your Hans device and your modern helmet, but man, that's some questionable roll cage tubing, if there is even a roll cage. So
the roll cage was built in an era where roll cages were you could cheat the roll cage in. It's made out of cardboard and good hopes and dreams.
I was unaware you would dimple dye a roll hoop, but here we are.
the back of the Hans device is just duct taped to the bench seat.
I don't think this is very safe.
A strip of duct tape from here to the back of the seat. Just hold your head back.
A lap belt. That's all you got.
I still there was a video I think from 3 years ago from Revival where a short wheelbase 250 GT went off track, and like everyone just stopped for like 5 minutes to be like, did we just lose a part of our history?
Oh God.
Did we just want $20 million just drive off the track?
Have you guys seen a movie called Hit and Run with Jack Shepherd? So look up. The only part of that whole movie that you need to see is he drives his Continental, his full-size sedan, on dirt, and apparently they handle pretty damn well.
Huh. Well, I mean...
He's like hucking it in these corners, and this thing is just ripping it.
Well, Dirt every day put 2 Cadillac 500s in a Eldorado. They made it an all-wheel drive Eldorado.
And then Roadkill took one of them and put it on the back of that cab over Econoline that they have.
Yeah. I mean, we all remember the first ill-fated season of Top Gear America, where they wound up at like a motocross track, and there's Adam in like a fucking Eldorado, just taking a jump in something the size of a house,
or
bending it.
Roadkill putting a Cummins in a Cadillac Brougham.
Yeah.
And then Mike Finnegan taking it up the side of a dirt bike jump.
Yep.
Dude, I think we're laying down mirrors.
They smoked out that RV or whatever it was, that camper trailer.
Yeah.
I think that one had maybe the best joke ever. When I can't remember which, they needed to make an intake adapter, and it wasn't the right size, so they made a block of wood and they wrote Ken on it.
Yeah.
So they had the Ken block adapter.
I wonder how many people saw that and got that joke.
Because they didn't really make fun. Like, there was like, there's our Ken, and left it at that. Like, it wasn't like they didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Damn. All
so
right,
we got derailed there.
It's all right.
Go watch the car chase scene from Hit and Run. You'll thank me later.
There we go. I'll pop that in the show notes real quick.
I'm doing that
remember
right
to
now.
give it to the people. All right. Well, folks, you let us know what, first off, which TDC you liked better, and then your choices for both. So, mailbag at camautomag.com. Shoot us a message on the social medias, so on and so forth. All right, folks, we have, I want to get to Dash in the chat. He says he's going to daily the Imperial, and he's going to track the Impala because he's assuming it's a drag race. And then I guess he's crushing the Lincoln. So, here we go.
Okay, what I just found was way better than what you just talked about. I don't know what this is. It might be from Hit and Run. A Cadillac CTSV doing donuts around a Z06 Corvette and a Pontiac Solstice. This is amazing.
God damn.
Yeah, that's in the movie as well.
Nice. So
He also drives an Ultra 4 car on the street.
hot damn.
Is that the guy or the CTSV wagon too? Is that the guy from up the street without a paddle?
I think so. It's just it's produced and directed by Dex Shepard, and he's a car guy. It's basically just a car movie. You guys should go watch it. It's absolutely brilliant.
Well, there we go. Cam Movie Club. Get that going.
God, that's so bad. Do you know how every always have like the shifting scenes and stuff? The CTSV is an auto, and so they literally just showed him pushing the gear select button.
Amazing.
God.
All right, folks. Well, we've come to the part of the agenda where I just have a bunch of random stories, and I'm not even going to tell you what they are. What is it, Zach?
Okay, so this is going back 2 weeks now.
Uh-huh.
I have driven past now 3 separate Chuck E. Cheese's now that have signs out front that say $2 pizza slices, $5 full pizzas, and $8 wings.
Jesus.
So are we now moving Wing Wednesday to Chuck E. Cheese? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, we had 3, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, there was Chuck E. Cheese apparently has a slightly higher end pizza thing.
Pasquale's.
Yeah, Pasquale's Pizza or something like that. Somebody ordered.
No, it is Pasquale's because we looked it up.
Yeah, Pasquale's Pizza. Somebody ordered that on like Grubhub or something, and it showed up, and it looked suspiciously like a Chuck E. Cheese pizza. And it turns out that Pasquale's Pizza is Chuck E. Cheese. So.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
And so that's why I brought it up because I think they're still trying to do that, and they're always written on like cardboard signs, like a homeless person wrote it. Like if
Brilliant.
I see a photo, I'll put it in Cam Shenanigans again.
Yes, do that. All right. So we have some more random stories. We have your choices are the war is upon us. Gamey. The natural order is slowly returning. One was worth 12. He's going high. The vending machine we need, and this sounds like a nightmare.
Last 3. Any one of the
Vending
last
machine.
3.
Vending machine?
Yeah, the vending machine.
Okay.
Unanimous. Like it.
Butcher Shop's 24/7 meat machine lets you satisfy your midnight beef cravings.
Is it in Germany?
Thank God.
Yes.
World order is restored.
Yes. Kevin McCann, the owner of McCann's Local Meats, made the call in March to shutter his shop during the pandemic. Throughout the past couple months, he's had time to step back and make decisions about how to reconfigure his business for the new normal, rather than trying to make smaller changes each day amid the rush of typical business operations. His conclusion? Different customers will desire different levels of contactless pickup, and you can keep interactions to a minimum with a refrigerated vending machine right in the vestibule of the shop. Or if you like, a 24/7 meat machine. So
You know what?
those...
This is
Also known as Michael Chandler, the 24/7 beat machine.
What's up?
Can we? That needs to be on a shirt.
24/7. Let me just write this on the table here.
24/7 meat machine, and then just Mike. No, this is good though because just last night I was complaining about how there's nowhere to buy a steak at 11 at night. So
Yeah. So
valid complaint, I have to say. I mean,
ask and it shall be given.
yeah. So let's see. This is, I believe, upstate New York. Yeah, it's in Rochester, New York.
Of course it is.
And it is 9 levels of revolving shelves that will be stocked with things like freshly cut, uncooked steaks, burgers, sausages, pork chops, chicken, and bacon.
I've got to click on this link. Holy shit.
Yep. There also might be some of the shop's prepared foods, such as mac salad, potato salad, macaroni and cheese, baked beans, and soup. The machine will accept credit cards and Apple Pay, but no cash. So,
Why do I get the feeling this guy looks like an Italian mob boss?
I mean, don't ask questions.
Yeah,
He
man.
does.
And fully erect.
There it is. Applestone Meat Company is another butcher shop that is doing kind of the same thing. That's actually where McCann kind of got his inspiration from. So,
There's a video of him talking about it on Instagram.
yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Quality meats.
Where's the build thread on that vending machine? That's what I want to know.
That is just like a regular ass vending machine that you can like just straight up buy.
I've never seen like the swiveling vending machine though.
Yeah, no, that is a thing. Like I've seen a few of them. So
They're older for sure, but it is a thing.
Radical. I
Yeah.
like that.
Okay, so real quick, coolest vending machine I've ever seen was at my barracks in Florida. They had an ice cream machine where it was like a claw machine hand, basically. Okay, so like it had a list of selections, like, just like pictures of whatever you wanted. You picked what you wanted, and the front of it was plate glass, and you could look in, and this door slid back from like a horizontal cooler, and this arm would come out and select the ice cream from the cooler, and then the airlock would reshut, and then it would
nice.
set the ice cream down.
That's amazing. I need to find a vending machine like that. I just want to see that. All right, we've got time for a few more. So the war is upon us. Gamey, the natural order is slowly returning. One was worth 12. He's going high, and this sounds like a nightmare.
I am super curious about one was 12.
As am
One
I.
was worth 12, yeah.
All right.
Somebody is the anonymous capybara, and I must come over and pet you.
So if you remember, KFC, they didn't have French fries.
Fuck.
They had the potato wedges. Well, now they're getting rid of the potato wedges in exchange for what they're calling secret recipe fries, which are seasoned with the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices. And I say that one was worth 12 because KFC is continuing to hawk the wedges on their website with the slogan, "One wedge is worth a dozen fries." So,
Okay.
there you go. And apparently they're also testing a new chicken sandwich, which is being tested in Orlando, lovely scenic Orlando, for another couple of weeks.
Home of the chicken sandwich.
KFC just killing it with that marketing again.
Yep. All right, guys. What do we want? Nightmare, he's going high. Natural order returning. Gamey, where the war is upon us.
And a horror vibe. We could go with a nightmare.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is borderline like a horror story. Phantom pizzas won't stop haunting a man in Belgium.
Phantom.
I'm waiting for the punchline.
It started 9 years ago, Van Legdom told
God.
Het Last News. Suddenly, a pizza delivery man handed me a whole load of pizzas, but I hadn't ordered anything. One accidental delivery turned into 2, then 3, then hundreds. Pizza, kebabs, sandwiches. If a food could be put in a bicycle basket, it was off on its way to the unsuspecting man's front door. I cannot sleep anymore. I start shaking every time I hear a scooter on the street. I dread that someone will come to drop off hot pizzas yet another time.
So
There's
he's
been no-
getting free food
Same,
and
though?
complaining.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, he is, but at the same time, like, how stoked would you be if at 2 a.m., some dude showed up with 14 pizzas?
It means I don't have to buy food for like the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, but then
I see no downside to this.
One of the worst days of Van Landen Gem's life occurred in January of 2019 when 10 separate delivery men had arrived at his home. One of the men was carrying 14 pizzas.
yeah,
Only buy frozen pizzas.
yeah, this dude's just trying to live his life and somebody's just randomly sending him shit. Like, it would be cool for the first little bit, but I can definitely see why he's hating life. So,
Oh my God.
there we go.
I'd be so fat. I mean, I'm already so fat, but I would be so fat.
All right, there are two that I want to get to because Joey is here, so I'm just going to override you guys.
Oh boy.
We're going to go with Gamey.
What's a Kotaku article? Uh-oh.
Drink up this video game booze. What better way to celebrate 60 years of Sega, 40 years of Pac-Man, and the Yakuza games than by drinking sake?
Down.
Yep.
I actually have the Yakuza whiskey glasses.
Nice.
Nice.
So, there is the Go Sega Sake, is a pure rice Junmai sake priced at $28 a bottle, and it can be pre-ordered right now. So yeah, you have
Or bought at Family Mart at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Hey,
Morning.
listen,
Is it-
poor
'cause
life
it'd be
decisions
like
make
that,
no
though.
poor life decisions know no boundaries.
If you're in the right part of the metropolitan area, it'd be like that though.
Yeah.
Family Mart, you could buy it. You'd be crazy.
Yeah,
I bought Gunpla at the Family Mart. Like,
there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so yeah, you can order some special edition sake with Pac-Man or the Ghosties.
I still love Sega. Sega's still doing it, I think.
Sega,
if you were to look for any game company out there that still feels like old game company, it's going to be Sega. I mean, you know, kind of understand what I'm saying though, right? Like, because it's now grimy beards and old man dad plots, and Sega's still just Sega.
Yeah, they're still just out there doing stuff. All right, and then this one, he's going high. Video game preservationists reconstruct decades lost, never released NES game. They pulled the data from 40 different floppy disks, and the game, Days of Thunder.
I do have Days of Thunder on NES, so this is really interesting.
Yeah, so this was Days of Thunder, an unreleased, never before seen NES game, was created by Chris Oberth, who also developed Anteater for the NES and Winter Games for the Commodore 64. So, yeah, this was a different Days of Thunder.
It's like a pre-release version of the game, because Days of Thunder was released.
Yeah.
But it's just a pre-release version, so which is kind of cool. It's actually pretty fun, honestly. It still has instead of, because a lot of racing games back then had the top-down view. This one actually has the third person from behind the car view and going around the oval, and has a little dashboard under it.
Yeah, so this is a very fun thing. Yeah, so people found this, and yeah, this particular version was canceled for unknown reasons, according to the Video Game History Foundation. So, yeah.
Well,
yeah. So there we go.
Go for a lot of money, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they found 40 floppy disks and they put it all together. So, and they are it's an act of preservation. So,
very nervously put it all together.
Yep. So, yeah, there is that. All right. We've got time for one more. So we can either talk about the war being upon us or the natural order slowly returning.
Natural order.
Natural order?
Natural order for 400, Bob.
All right. One of the things that fell to the pandemic was the Costco free samples, but don't worry.
I didn't even think of that.
They're coming back this month.
Yes.
Yep.
So excited to see how they social distance this.
Oh, yes.
Really long toothpicks.
Exactly.
20 foot.
Just whipping shit at you.
6 foot long toothpick. Just
6 foot long tongs. They just hand it to you.
Just like the end of a tape measure. So it's all
catch. So yeah. So there is that.
God, how long has it been since I've been in a Costco?
Probably.
No.
Yeah. And then while we're here real quick, this is quick enough. Last week we talked about Jif releasing peanut butter in a squeezy pouch. Skippy was not going to be left behind, so they're doing the same damn thing. So your choice of creamy peanut butter in a squeezable tube has now doubled.
the peanut butter market is savage.
Seriously.
It's cutthroat.
Yep. So there you go.
It's a spread or be spread market.
Yep. Although
Jesus fucking Christ, AJ. Stop, please.
Whereas Jiffy will give you a 13-ounce pouch, Skippy's only going to give you a 6-ounce pouch. However, you have your choice of original or the natural stuff, which I'm assuming you probably have to shake the living shit out of the natural stuff because the oils and stuff separate. So
and microwave it.
Exactly. Treat it like mustard. You don't want that nasty watery shit coming out.
I'll be more concerned when the Biscoff cookie butter comes in a squeeze tube.
God. It's going to be a bad day for your boy if that happens. It's going to be a real bad day.
Please tell me someone else is aware of that other than me.
Biscoff cookie butter. I just heard cookie butter, and I was like,
"Yeah, no,
Well, I imagined it was cookie dough in one of those squeeze packets, so it just goes straight to the mouth.
Oh no, it's a very different thing, and it is a delightful thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I've actually eaten like those pre-rolled cookie doughs where you're supposed to slice the cookies and put them on baking sheets.
Yeah, squeeze it.
That's what the government's telling you to do. Why would you do that?
I just open one side and just gnawed on it.
Yeah, no, you just squeeze up like a popsicle, like a push pop.
There's an episode of King of the Hill where Hank is talking to Luann about something, and they're just like passing back and forth a tube of cookie dough like that, but they're eating it with a spoon. And Luann's like, they make ice cream with this in it. He's like, what the hell are we doing here? So there we go, folks. That is an episode, and slightly under the timer. I'm going to go ahead and kill this thing before it goes off. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, AJ and Joey, for coming off the bench while Chirp goes and buys a boat and Trent deals with family things. We appreciate it, as always.
You are my family, Michael.
Aw. Love you. Yep.
I left out.
Hi.
Could that have been any more awkward?
It could have been. It could be a lot more awkward.
You could have just kicked me from the episode.
Oh, no, I'm keeping you in. I just could have just not acknowledged you. Just sat there.
It's not even my final form of awkward thing.
Just could have let it sit. Just could have let it sit. But no, I waved.
Happy to be part of this dysfunctional Cam family.
Bye.
Perfect. Thank you for joining us. Follow us on all of our social medias. We are at Cam Automag on a lot of them. Listen to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. Like, rate, review, subscribe. Again, if some dude's selling you a bootleg cassette of this, give him a couple bucks. Like, we're not going to come after him. Things have not panned out in that guy's life, and he needs help. So help him out. And help us out by supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/CamAutomag. That's where you go to get bonus content. You get to watch this podcast happen every week, regardless of whether or not it is the live last of the month broadcast. So we give the normies a taste, try to get them hooked. Not working out so well, but eventually we'll get you.
Free.
Exactly. We'll get you hooked. We'll figure out what it is you're looking for.
Keep
yeah,
mailing it out to people.
But yeah, bonus content, early access to the podcast, random stuff that I will send you, all available at patreon.com/CamAutomag. And while you're at it, head over to CamAutoswag.com, pick yourself up a Cam hat, some shorts, a backpack, flip-flops, shirts, tote bag, all sorts of other fun stuff. That's your official Cam merch home at CamAutoswag.com. Support our longtime sponsor, Steady Broke Clothing, steady.broke on all the social medias, steadybroke.com. Use coupon code CamAuto15 at checkout to save 15% on your entire order. And also, join us every Tuesday for Twitch Tuesdays. We're usually playing something fun. This month, we're in the middle of an Xbox run because I'm trying to go from one to the other so nobody really feels totally left out, like we did with the GT Sport Challenge many years ago, the ill-fated GT Sport Challenge. Anyway, we're doing Forza Horizon 4 this week. Next week, we are going to be doing Rocket League, so we can get AJ back in the fold. Yeah, there it is. But yeah, Forza Horizon 4, we'll be doing some sort of ridiculousness. Not exactly sure what we're going to be starting with, but Jordan has some sort of random car generator thing. So yeah, it basically spits out a number of cylinders, car class, and then something else. Yep.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's pretty fun. It's the reason I have a Barra-swapped Miata in my garage that's looks cool but is utterly terrible to drive.
Swap the world.
Exactly. Anyway, twitch.tv/CamAutomike is where you go to check that shit out. And man, somebody's the anonymous cheetah, the anonymous capybara, and then the anonymous mink. It is a very weird, adorable thing that we've got going on in the agenda. Anyway, for episode 268 of the Camcast, I have been Mike.
I've been Zack.
I've been AJ.
I have been awkward.
Perfect. Nailed it. All right. Bye, everybody.
Hey, Joey.
Hi.
God damn it, you two.